flaws with our nation's infrastructure, congestion, delays, all of these things have significant economic impacts in terms of lost productivity, people leaving early to budget in time in case they're delayed, stores stockpiling extra goods, just-in-time pricing being, just-in-time shipping becoming harder. So that's one thing. The second thing is that any fix to this problem can impact the economy in different ways. So you often hear people, particularly after the Minneapolis bridge collapse, talk about how we need to spend more money on infrastructure. And I think that Secretary Peters was right in sort of saying that we need to think carefully about how we're spending this money. First, she drew the analogy to education, and it's one that I've often made, that people think we need to, say we need to spend more money on education, and any reasonable policy proposal to spend more money on education is sort of going to be dwarfed by the amount we currently spend. And so thinking about the sort of two parallel tracks, how to both use our existing infrastructure resources more efficiently, and also how to target current spending and potentially new spending in the most efficient way possible, are sort of both going to be critical. All the pricing mechanisms that we're talking about, the market mechanisms, are a key part of doing the former. And then the third, that hopefully we may come to and talk about later, because our mission is also about not just thinking about economic growth, but making sure that growth is broadly shared, are potentially some of the adverse distributional impacts that some of the pricing policies that people are talking about might have. And so this was one of the concerns that people in New York City had, was that lower income people in the outer boroughs might be adversely impacted by a charge to come into the city. It's something you hear with all sorts of pricing mechanisms, carbon taxes and cap and trade system. This is going to have an adverse impact on low income people because they spend a higher percentage of their income on energy than higher income people. And so we've talked often about the need to couple that with reforms in tax policy or elsewhere to try to offset that distributional impact. I think trying to do that in the case of something like congestion pricing is actually potentially even more difficult because it's not a broader, wide economy charge the way paying a price on carbon might be.